So get up and unite for your team. Give the best we've got. Guess how we plan.
Every batch, every pitch, every fan, every deal, every wicket, every slow. And the art and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean glow. When playing from out all nation, with the team in a unification. When the stadium ram bleach at the grandstand, and the meaning of beautification.
It's how we play.
We have what it takes to bounce back. We're not going to use the surface and the conditions as an excuse. Well played to Guyana.
After an epic start to the playoffs, one team is already into the final.
Can they break their duck and lift the silverware?
And the other with one more chance. Tonight the spotlight turns to the Talawas versus the Patriots.
His 100 comes up with his 12th six.
Dre Ross versus the Universe Boss. For one team, the tournament will go on. For the other, it's sayonara to the 2018 CPL. We're all set for the second playoff of the CPL, the Jamaica Talawas versus the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, live from Providence Stadium. Welcome to Matchday Live. I'm Ryan Beju. If it's going to be anything like last night's game, then it's going to be another epic one. The West Indian stalwarts of Chris Gayle and Andre Russell clash for a spot in the semi-final. TKR awaits either one on Friday night. The Amazon Warriors avoided all traffic heading towards South Trinidad. They took the water taxi for a straight ride. TKR, however, will have to take a long drive on the Solomon Hochoy Highway, including a stop on Friday night for the semi-final. Tonight, though, it's all about these two teams. It's hard not to place the Talawas as favorites to be on the winning side tonight. But perhaps Chris Gayle's side can spring a surprise. They were almost evenly matched throughout the round-robin stage. Talawas finished third, Patriots fourth. Both teams lost 4 matches each. Talawas won 1 more than their opponents. So maybe this match really is a little bit closer than we think. The form guide too would suggest so. The Jamaican franchise has had 3 wins in its last 5 matches, while the Patriots had 2 wins and 2 losses the last 4 matches they played. Of course, they had 1 no result against the St. Lucia Stars. A couple of days ago, all 4 captains met for the pre-playoffs press conference. Here's a little bit of what Andre Russell and Chris Gayle had to say heading into this match.
I'm looking forward to an exciting game on Wednesday against St. Kitts. It's not going to be easy from now. Every game is a final, so we'll have to approach it like a final.
Well, I have to be satisfied with with where we're at this point in time. To be honest with you, it's been a lot of ups and downs, But like I said, it's a fresh start for these 4 teams, and the team with the momentum is always going to have a slight edge going into Trinidad as well. I know we're playing third and fourth, so one of us have to leave. Unfortunately, I'll be playing against Jamaica, but such is life.
It's all serious business from here. Chris Gayle's going to be a key man for his side. He's the Patriots' top scorer in this tournament. But even by his standards, his stats don't quite live up. He's number 10 on the highest run scorers list. His average has seen better days. His strike rate is always high, but he'll need a little bit more than his average tonight. For Patriots, Glenn Phillips has carried the team, and quite superbly as well. He's third on the highest run scorers list. He's striking at over 142, having scored over 350 runs already in this tournament. The Patriots will want to get this guy out very soon. He can turn the course of the match in the blink of an eye. But beyond this New Zealander, there are a few younger, exciting players that is grabbing Ian Bishop's attention. You'll hear what the West Indies fast bowler, or former West Indies fast bowler, had to say about greats gone by in West Indies cricket, and why he thinks it's time to give the younger players a longer run in the West Indies T20 team. Next.
Because the next World T20 is so far off, we may never see a Dwayne Bravo in West Indies colours again.
The Jamaica Talawas versus the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in playoff number 2, Bish. Andre Russell versus Chris Gayle. It really is all about them, isn't it?
Not all. I would disagree with that. I think there are a number of wonderful players and powerful players, Rovman Powell in that Tallawahs team. They've got some good play, Ross Taylor, David Miller, all of those guys from a batting perspective. O'Shane Thomas, and look what he's done as a bowler in this tournament. I think Chris Gayle and his team need to get their batting right. Mahmudallah's gone, that's a big miss for them. But they just need to get their power players to bat more deliveries ahead of maybe one or two regional players who aren't really as powerful. If they do that, then I think they can compete. But I'm looking at the Tallawahs as favourites.
Let's talk a little bit about Andre Russell. A year out of cricket, he comes back and he's doing phenomenal across the world. He's so important to West Indies cricket and by extension world cricket to have a player of his caliber play cricket.
Well, look at the number of teams that he's played for and the championships, the number of championships they've won every time he's turned up for a T20 team. I think it's 7 of them that they've won championships. So his athleticism, the pace with which he can bowl, his batting and the power, I'd still like to see him give himself more time from a batting perspective. And he bats too low, even for West Indies for me. So that's a discussion for another time. So, look, I think he's brilliant. And what has happened with his captaincy is that he's evolved from an impatient, intemperate captain at the beginning of a tournament to a more settled one.
We could talk a lot about Chris Gayle and Andre Russell. Those really are stars in their own right. But you're a huge fan of two players on either side, two young players on either side. Evan Lewis being one of them and Rovman Powell being the other.
Yeah, we'll start with Rovman. Rovman is evolving as a player. This year he's becoming more consistent as he understands his game in 50 over and T20 cricket. His shot selection is better. I'd still like to see him work on his shots around the pitch rather than certain areas where he's restricted to. And then, look, his bowling, it's a work in progress. It's not star quality, but given time, it'll work for him. So, as far as Evan Lewis is concerned, he has some technical work to do because teams have found him out now because he sits back and he looks to play square of the wicket. Now they're pitching the ball further up and straighter to him. So it's a challenge now for Evan to overcome that.
We've seen so much talent, Bish, in this Caribbean Premier League T20 cricket of West Indian high caliber talent. The ICC T20 International Rankings, which was updated less than a month ago, August 23rd actually, showed the West Indies in 7th position. How can a region with so much talent, especially in the shortest format of the game, linger from top of the world one year to now 7th?
Look, you remember the team that won the World T20 changed. It evolved. Several players who were available then haven't been available for a while now. The captaincy has changed. And that takes some time to acclimate for Carlos Brathwaite. But I'm not worried because I think what we're seeing in the CPL is that we're seeing young players like Shafin Rutherford, Fabian Allen, O'Shane Thomas, Obed McCoy, guys coming through who, for me, need to be given a chance in the next 6 months to fill the breach.
Yeah, but shouldn't we as Caribbean fans, as West Indies cricket fans, be worried that we had a world-class, world-beating T20 team one year with guys who weren't that old, to be honest, and still ply their trades in various leagues around the world, that team was dismantled and it disappeared and now never to be seen again, really?
Well, who knows? Who knows whether it'll be seen again? But it was kind of dismantled prematurely. Right? So I'm of the same feeling and vibe as you have. But I'm looking at the brighter side and I'm saying some of these guys I think are still available. Now, whether they come back because the next World T20 is so far off, we may never see a Dwayne Bravo in West Indies colours again. We may see Kyron Pollard back. So those young guys that I just spoke about there, they look good enough to eventually, along with Evan Lewis and those guys, fill the breach.
Bish, you know, you tour the world commentating different franchise leagues, IPL, Ram Slam, Big Bash. Where does CPL stand in T20 leagues around the world? Is this league something that will attract the best T20 players if they are to one day choose one of 3 leagues or 3 leagues around the world to play?
All right, I haven't worked every league. I've worked some leagues, so some of those you call I didn't work, but I've seen and I've watched. I think the CPL is brilliant. I think it's different, and people tune in for that difference of Caribbean vibe, the music, the fans, for example, Queen's Park Oval. So from that perspective, very, very different and very attractive CPL. I think it's up there, it's top 3 in the world in terms of a holistic tournament. The cricket on the field is getting better and better. This year, I think we're seeing more power, and I think it's a higher standard. For us to get some of maybe the bigger names, it'll call for paying more. I don't think we can compete ever with the IPL or maybe the Big Bash or with England. That's the problem, because our tournament falls in the middle of the English season. That's always going to be an issue. But I think it's attractive enough for our local players to grow and to attract some really good names.
2018 CPL a success?
I think so.
Fish, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it as always.
How we play.
Welcome back to Matchday Live, everyone. And every time there is a match day at the Queen's Park Oval or in Trinidad, Hema Ramkisoon can be seen in the stands. But how much does Hema actually know about CPL and the TKR team? She's our center of attention for slapping her with 6 questions. Hema, 30 seconds on the clock, please. Thank you very much.
I don't like pressure.
No pressure. In which country, very easy questions, in which country was the first CPL final held?
Trinidad.
Correct. In what year was the first CPL tournament?
2013.
That's correct. How many times have TKR won the CPL?
2 times.
That's correct as well. Which other team has actually won the CPL twice?
Jamaica Talawas.
That's correct, Hema. Who is the CEO of the Caribbean Premier League?
I should know this off.
You should know this.
Damian Donahue.
That's correct. Last one, who has taken the most wickets for TKR this tournament?
Can I get a hint?
No, you can't. I'm afraid we're out of time, but 5 out of 6. Akash Samaru actually had 5 out of 6. Fawad Ahmed is the correct answer. He's actually on top of the highest wicket takers table with 18. You know, Hema Ramkisoon actually knows a lot more than me because I had to research those answers. But congratulations, you got the same right as much as Akash Samaru. You've been connecting with us via Twitter, via Facebook. Good afternoon to all our Facebook followers who are watching live online right now. We're being streamed live on Facebook. Let's pull up some comments and see what you've been saying. A little bit earlier, we asked who you would like to face on Friday night in Friday night's semi-final. I believe we have a couple of comments. A lot of people are obviously saying Patriots, but Michael James says bring on the Talawas. I want a competitive, tough game. Meanwhile, on Twitter, Matthew with the alias MattVO16 says he wants St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. They've been inconsistent this tournament. Gale and Lewis have been firing. Jamaica have the power of Russell and Powell. So we'll see who TKR will be facing. We've got a caller on the line because we've got a few CPL giveaways to give away. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Matchday Live.
Good afternoon.
Great to hear from you. Now, welcome to the show. You've just gotten a T-shirt and a cricket bat, autographs all signed by the TKR team. But tell me something. What type of match are you expecting between the Talawas and Patriots tonight?
I'm expecting a tight match between both of them, but I think the Talawas will have the edge over the Patriots.
Why do you think so? Because, I mean, they've got Andre Russell, they've got Ruffman Powell on the Talawas team.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Chris Gale and Evan Lewis can outshine them?
No, they wouldn't.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on the win. We've got time for a few more calls. If we could get that number up, it'll certainly be worth your while to call and win some TKR merchandise, TKR T-shirt. We've also got signed autograph bats from the TKR team. We've got another caller on the line. Hello and welcome to Matchday Live.
Hello.
Hi, and welcome to the show. Congratulations, you've just won some TKR merchandise. Who are you backing? Who would you like to see TKR face in Friday's semi-final?
The Talawas.
Why the Talawas? Isn't that a much harder team than the Patriots, or supposedly a much harder team?
Yeah, well, to be the best, you gotta be the best.
I love that mentality. Do you think when we can beat the Amazon Warriors this time on Sunday if we get to the final?
Yeah, with the home support, we should be able to pull it off.
I think they were able to beat us with home support, so we should be able to beat them with home support. Thank you very much for your call. Appreciate it. Just to remind you that the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, they've won the toss. They've elected to bowl first, so it's going to be really interesting whether they're playing on the same pitch as last night. I don't have to tell you what happened last night. You just saw it in Jassim Marik's report. 122 runs for 7 wickets the TKR team made, and they just about got home in the end. So we've got more. We've got another caller on the line. Hello and welcome to Matchday Live.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to Matchday Live. Congratulations, you've just won some TKR merchandise. Who are you backing the TKR team to face on Friday tonight?
Back in Talawaz.
Who do you think is going to be the key players in this match? You know, you've got Chris Gale, Ruffman Powell, you've got Evan Lewis, you've got Glenn Phillips, you've got Andre Russell. Who do you think is really going to be the star of the show tonight?
Andre Russell.
Andre Russell, I think he's going to definitely be a star of the show as well. Patriots having won the toss. Well, how much do you think they're actually going to score on this pitch?
Looking at about 160, 170.
Sounds
probably.
like... You think that's going to be a winning score?
Yeah.
I think so too. Looking at that match from last night as well, it'll be very interesting to see the pitch analysis that comes up. Thank you very much for your call. Appreciate your time. We've got... that's all the time we have for Matchday Live. Unfortunately, it's always fun spending time with you. Thank you very much for all the guests who showed up on the show. Congratulations again to all the winners of TKR merchandise. We're back here on Friday evening for the first semi-final from the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Until then, enjoy the match. It's the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots taking on the Jamaica Talawaz in Providence.
It's how we play.